Hello class, and welcome to lesson 4 on lifelong learning. This should be a really fun lesson because you get to kind of explore all of the things you hope to continue learning throughout your whole life. So it can be a lot of fun. As always, just come to the content tab and then come down and click on lesson 4 so you can see all of the content. And we have our same usual assignments. Lesson material and quiz due on Wednesday, discussion boards, teach a friend, application activity. It's all should be familiar by now. And for that reason, notice that there is a late work reminder here. And this is very important. So weeks 1 through 3, I'm very lenient and I try to give you a lot of space to figure out the schedule and to be able to turn things in late as we're figuring out how the class works. But from week 4, this lesson, and onward, I am no longer going to be able to be lenient. I feel like this is really important because this can give you a chance to really nail the schedule down and feel confident in being able to meet any deadlines in future classes or work or anything like that. So it is something that I'll stick to. This late work reminder says that we are expected to turn our work in on time, and if you choose to submit late work, your instructor will reduce your grade accordingly. So my late work policy for this class is that if you turn your assignment in 1 day late, that means any time past the deadline up to 24 hours, I will deduct 10% from that assignment's grade. Okay, so that means the highest you could get on that assignment would be 90%, which is okay. I feel like that gives a little bit of a leeway if you need that. But past 1 day late, I will not accept any late work unless there is some very extenuating circumstance, okay? So feel free to contact me if you have any questions, and if you did have some crazy situation, it's always better to contact me before the crazy situation if possible, but if not, just contact me as soon as possible and we can work things out. But outside of extenuating circumstances, you've only got 1 day leeway and it will cost you 10% of your grade, okay? So take this as an opportunity to really nail down the schedule and to feel confident in your ability to turn things in promptly and on time, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Let's skip over to the application activity now. So in the post-gathering folder, as always, you've got your application activity instructions and the application activity itself. So this week, we are back to uploading templates like we did on week 1. So there won't be a quiz this week. Let me show you what this looks like. So here in the application activity instructions, it doesn't give you a lot to go off of. It just says, ponder what you've learned this week. Think about it. Then download this template and answer the provided questions. So you'll go ahead and click on the link that will download the assignment. And for Chrome, that means it will appear down here. For Firefox, it should appear up here with a blue arrow. And you click on that assignment and it brings it up. It might bring it up in this view, which I find more difficult to work with. I like to switch using this button down here to the print layout, and that for me is easier to work with. Okay, so I want to remind you that with these templates, and this is very important as you're now always going to be uploading these templates, make sure that you click here to enter text. Don't try and write it in somewhere before or after that box. Do it in the box. So click on it, write your name, click on it, write the day. Okay, whatever the date is. Wow, I almost put the wrong year. Did I put the wrong year? Anyways, put those things in, and then you'll read each question and respond to it where it says click here to enter text. Okay, that's how the templates work. When you're done, make sure that you save the template and then upload it. Otherwise, you will upload an empty template and I will have nothing to grade, and it will be a little stressful until we get it figured out. But make sure you save it. Okay, so some of these questions are just fun, like what skills do you want to continue learning throughout your life? And Some of them invite you to ponder about different questions. So go ahead and just read through these questions and respond to them. And then notice that it does want you to set another goal. So this is something we'll be doing pretty constantly in the course, is setting goals and then following up on them in the next week's learning report. So that is something to look out for. So make sure that you are setting a goal that is short-term, that can be worked on over the next week. Okay, you want it fulfilled within 1 week. And be as specific as you can. We'll go over that more in a later lesson, but yeah, this time you'll be setting a goal related to your use of media. So make sure you've read through all the lesson material in that first assignment before doing your application activity so that you know what it's talking about. Okay, and then here in question 4, it wants you to compose an email on any appropriate subject matter of your choice. The body of the email needs to be at least 6 sentences in length and should follow the guidelines given in Guidelines for Online Communication. Okay, so this means if we come back here to lesson 4, let's just head back to the lesson 4 assignments. That again, you need to have read everything in the lesson material in here, because that's where you'll find those guidelines on communication. Okay, it's got the things as they really are, which is what you're basing your goal off of, and then it's got guidelines for online communication. So make sure you're clicking all the links, reading all the material so that you know what you're doing. And these guidelines are really important. So this application activity allows you to practice these different guidelines, and they're things like capitalize the first letter in your sentence, capitalize your I's, don't use all caps, be specific, use proper punctuation. It's got all sorts of really good pointers in here, both grammatical and non-grammatical. Please follow them, and as you are going over, as you are creating this email, write it on whatever you want. I don't care. You can address it to me if you want, to your mom, to an old teacher. It doesn't matter. It's just a place to practice these good communication patterns. So and make sure it's long enough, 6 sentences in the body. And then afterwards, tell me what good guidelines did you use. Did you capitalize everything? Did you use an appropriate tone? Were you specific about something? So, and you can go back, oops. You can go back to these guidelines for online communication to remember which ones of these you were using as you wrote your email, okay? So that's all that is. I don't care about the subject matter so much. I just care that you write it well. And this also means that from now on in your in all of your turned-in assignments, in your Teach a Friend assignments, your application activities, and your discussion boards, that I will be looking for proper writing and for these good communication guidelines. So before you turn in any assignment, proofread it for these guidelines. Just read over it real quick and see, did I forget to capitalize something? Was I really vague and hard to understand? Maybe I should rewrite this a little bit. And that's just good practice. I proofread every single one of my emails before I send them out. Just because you never know what strange word you accidentally put in. And I still make mistakes, and we will all still make mistakes. But we really do need to be proofreading just to give it a little more professionalism, okay? So that is another expectation that I will be looking for now. And then finally, it wants 2 paragraphs, so make sure that you've got like at least 8 sentences in this. Click here to enter text. Sharing a story about how the gospel of Jesus Christ has impacted your life. So this is a chance for you to really share your testimony. And again, think about these writing principles, try and make it clear, try to use good capitalization and punctuation and things like that. So there's a brief overview of the application activity. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to let me know. And that's really all I wanted to go over this week. Again, all of the rest of the assignments are just the same as what we've done in the previous week. So again, you'll be teaching a friend, You'll need to teach them something from this week's lesson, something from lesson 4. So don't use past material, use this week so that you can reinforce these ideas in your mind. You can share something new with your friend and then report on that and upload that document as well to the Teach a Friend assignment, and do everything else. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for all your participation, and I look forward to seeing what you write.